single arm overhead press with a reverse row. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see my organizing a little bit clearer here. I'm going to have my weight in my right hand, and I'm going to be having my left leg in front as my stationary side. So I'm going to take that weight, I'm going to rack it up over my shoulder. I'm going to inhale here, exhale to press up overhead, then inhale here, exhale to step back into my lunge, being thoughtful that I'm organizing that rib cage over my pelvis, that I'm not losing that connection as I press overhead and lower into my lunge. And then I'm going to step forward and then bring the weight back down to where I started. So again, I inhale here, exhale to press up overhead, take a step back, keep that organizing in my rib cage and pelvis as I lower down with an inhale, exhale to press up and step forward. As that becomes easier, then you can add a little bit more speed to challenge it further. So again, I'm going to inhale here, exhale to press and lower down at the same time. As I step up, I bring everything back in. And back in. And then you'll repeat that on the other side. Superman W's to a T. So you're going to lie on your stomach, pick a light weight somewhere between 3 to 1 pounds. You're going to lie on your stomach, bring your arms into that W position to start, and my head is floating up off of the floor 2 to 3 inches. And my pelvis, my pubic bone, is pressing actively down into the floor so that my core and my glutes are helping to stabilize and to keep my low back long. I'm going to inhale here, exhale to float up into my W with my arms, feeling the muscles between my shoulder blades activate, and then use that activation to reach your arms out into your T, palms stay facing down to the floor throughout. Being thoughtful your shoulder blades don't hike up in the process. Then pull those arms back into that W, squeeze those muscles between your shoulder blades, lower all the way back down, and then you'll repeat. So inhale here, exhale to float up. Pelvis is still anchored into the floor. Reach the arms out into your T, then pull the arms back in, slowly lower all the way back down with control. As you get stronger, you can maintain that lift throughout and repeat the entire series with the arms moving in and out for all reps. Row plus single arm T. So we're combining 2 of the exercises we've been doing into one. So this is a little bit of a brain challenge as well as a muscle challenge. So I'm going to start with my hip hinge strategy. My feet are going to be shoulder distance apart. I'm going to hip hinge back, connection of my rib cage to pelvis. Arms are going to be long by my side. One arm is going to pull into my row as my other arm pulls out into my T. So the row arm, I want that elbow close to your rib cage, and the T arm I want out long, but without any shrugging of the shoulders. Then you'll slowly lower both arms back to where they started, and then you're going to alternate. So now my other arm is going to pull into the row while the other arm goes out into my T, maintaining that rib cage to pelvis connection and maintaining my gaze about 2 to 3 feet in front of me. And as you continue, still really thinking about squeezing those shoulder blade muscles together on both arms, even though they're doing a different movement, but those are still the muscles that are working through this exercise to build up that upper back strength. Single leg RDL with our row plus a hammer curl. So we're bringing it all full circle here. So I'm going to start quite at the front of my mat so that I have a little bit of runway here. So I'm going to step back with one foot. I'm going to inhale here, exhale to start to hinge forward, bringing that back leg long with my torso, making sure that my pelvis stays level with the floor underneath me. I'm going to exhale to pull into my row. And then as I come up, I'm going to hammer curl, all while standing on one leg. And then I'm going to reach it back, lower down with control, pull, and then drive back up tall with my hammer curl. So as you go through this, be thoughtful that you're breathing. Breathing as you pull, breathing as you curl. And with practice, I promise this gets easier than it looks. And if you need to set a foot down in between each transition before you go, that's also a-okay as you're learning your balance with the motion as well. Bicep curl to overhead with an Arnold press. So you're going to begin with your feet shoulder distance apart. with your weights, palms facing forward, rib cage stacked over your pelvis, and maintaining your weight back in your heels. That will help you to organize your rib cage over your pelvis throughout the motion. You're gonna inhale here at the bottom, exhale to bicep curl, and then we're gonna open the arms out as we overhead press. And then you'll bring them back down, you'll rotate back to center, and then you'll release the arms back down to your sides. So again, we curl, we rotate to overhead press, we pull it down, rotate back to center, and then return. Now the breath again is an exhale as you curl to push up, and then an inhale to slowly bring the arms back down with control. Being thoughtful that as the weights go up overhead, that you don't lose that rib cage to pelvis connection, and that rib cage doesn't jet forward in the process.